Yo, what's up, everybody? Today I am going to be doing a YouTube video over the trade I took on Micro ES today. It was a winning trade, banked me around $420. Pretty hyped about the day. I haven't been trading very much because of just my strategy has just not been playing out, and so therefore I take no trade. But if you do like to see how I trade, then please give me a like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. I also trade free on my Discord channel. Y'all can go watch that. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, everybody. Today I am going to show you guys my trade recap over the trade I took today on the Micro E-mini. So basically, I took a long position and I cashed out about $420. I put like 4 contracts, but we'll get into more of that later. But basically, I haven't been posting a lot recently because I just haven't been getting my setup, like the setup that I like stick true to has not been like performing or playing out in the market. So I've just kind of been sitting on my hands for like the last like 2 weeks. And so we see today that we get a nice little trade here from the strategy, and I'm just gonna break down exactly why I took this trade and how you could have too. So to start off with my overall bias on the high time frame, I would like to point out that we swept these pretty like these are probably some daily lows or even like weekly lows right here. I wouldn't even be surprised. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a daily low right here that we swept out, and then I also saw a huge reaction off of this liquidity sweep and BPR, and we get a huge wick and then we just pop right back up. And so off of that, I'm kind of bullish. We swept all like liquidity. We could come back down here even more, but for the day, I wanted to see us go higher. And the reason why is because if we go we also had this fair value gap that I was wanting to see price kind of mitigate off of, and I'll show you that we kind of do that. But if we go down into the 1 hour, we see that first off, there's a whole bunch of just resting sell side liquidity, like this trend liquidity here. There's just a lot of highs all along the market. So I'm kind of bullish, like I said, and down here there's no liquidity um, other than this 1 hour and then this 1 hour down here. Given that, I was very much bullish just because I wanted to see price continue up to these 4 hour highs up here and like up here, and I wanted to see price continue up. And so we see that we had this inverse fair value gap that I was looking at for kind of bias, and I was thinking because we were right here in the market during market open, I was thinking, okay, maybe we end up sweeping we come up market opens, we sweep this high time frame liquidity down here, and then I would want to see shorts to this 1 hour liquidity. Does that make sense? I was just trying to see where price was going to interact with, and then we also had this BPR right here that price was like mitigating really well, and so we get a push off, we get everything, and then actually what really drawn me to this trade most likely, because I would have liked to see um maybe like a fair value gap, a high time fair value gap that price is like disrespecting, but what I like to see or what I saw here was that if we look over on NQ, we sweep this liquidity right here on the 1 hour. We sweep this 1 hour liquidity on NASDAQ, but on ES we do not. And so that right there forms an SMT at this liquidity. So I was thinking, okay, if this is the if we're getting an SMT at this liquidity sweep, then I might want to see price continue higher. And then I just, if you know how I trade, if you keep up with it, I look for pretty much a liquidity sweep. After a liquidity sweep, I look for a market structure shift, order block, retracement into a fair value gap, and then that's pretty much it. And so, given that, I was looking right here after this SMT kind of gets formed, we start moving higher, and then we get a market structure shift with a lot of displacement. And this displacement caused a fair value gap right here. And so what what I did was I entered two contracts first, and then I re-entered another two contracts, but they were on the same entry, so it like average the average price was the same as both. But I'll explain to you more why. So we see that we get this SMT right here. We don't sweep out this liquidity, and then we get a huge displacement move up that forms an order block and a market structure shift. After we get that, I'm looking for price to come into this order block and start moving out. But the reason, and I'm want to make this very sure, the reason that I didn't enter my full size on this original trade was because first off, in the past couple of days, market's kind of just been shitting itself at market open, and we see that we open right here. It's kind of been doing, if we go to like yesterday, it literally did the same thing, that it came up and then just started dumping. And so I was kind of aware of the risk taking a trade, like kind of what I've been seeing from the market. And so that was one. And then also we had this fair value gap right here that I'd be entering off the bottom of it, not the top, because if we move this fair value gap interlines with the order block. But that's why I entered right there on the order block, and then stop loss right here, which I can't remember the risk, but it was pretty much like half my original contract. And the reason I say that is because after I was in this trade, it was really like a do or die situation for me, because I saw price form this fair value gap. We disrespect it off of my entry. So I'm in this trade. I'm like, okay, we might just start dumping now. But that's why I risked only half my original size. And so we're looking, and then I see that this BPR forms after this candle, right? So at 8:44, there's a BPR, and what I'm seeing is do we come up, tap this BPR, and start dumping, so I can exit out early? Because if this BPR holds, then really my entire bias is messed up, because I'm expecting this fair value gap to start holding. And then so I'm waiting for this, and then the second that we get this closure right here at 45, that's when I was ready to go back into my full contract, add another two cons, and I added it right here at this whenever we touched order block one more time. That was pretty much the trade. My first TP, I took 3 contracts off at this buy side liquidity, and then I stop loss at break even, and then put my second last con on this 4 hour, and that was pretty much it. But today, what I learned is that although might not give the best price action, but your bias can still be correct, and we kind of see that today, because what I've liked to see better is just I wouldn't like to see us drop this much here, and then start going back, because there's this fair value gap that we didn't hold. But to be fair, this fair value gap isn't in equilibrium. That's why I was kind of waiting for it to get re-pushed, because if it got disrespected and it's not in equilibrium, then I would expect it to start pumping, and that's exactly what we did. We also see that this is a very good market maker buy and sell model. We see that we have the buy curve right here, and then we have the sell curve over here. Basically just also allowing us to see price action just a little bit better, and so yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it for the trade. It's very, very simple, my strategy. It's 4 confluences. We got the SMT here at the liquidity sweep. That really made me feel like this was a good trade. I would have liked to see a high time frame imbalance to tap into, but it's okay that we didn't. We also formed that order block that we tapped into, and then disrespecting that BPR and re-entering, I think, was the move. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I hope you learned something. If you did, consider giving me a like and subscribe, because it really helps a lot. And don't forget to go to my Discord to watch me trade like this every single morning. And yeah, have a good day.